1. The Kingship of Self-Control. A person has two fundamental creators, their divine essence and themselves. Their initial creator provides the foundation and rules for shaping their life, while their second creator, themselves, possesses remarkable abilities they often underestimate. Ultimately, it's the choices and actions an individual takes to mold themselves that truly define who they become. When someone experiences failure, they often attribute it to their birth nature, saying, "I am as God made me." However, when they achieve success, they take credit by proclaiming themselves a self-made individual. In times of weakness, an individual is shaped by external circumstances. In moments of strength, they shape those same circumstances. Ultimately, whether one emerges as a victim or victor largely depends on the choices and efforts made by that person themselves. A person's greatness isn't defined by their current state, but rather by their potential and what they may achieve in the future. It's not until one becomes aware of the grandeur of their potential and the significance of living the life entrusted to them as an individual responsibility that they truly begin to flourish. To gain a deeper understanding of one's life purpose, it's essential to retreat into the inner sanctum of spiritual contemplation, much like Christ ventured into the garden before facing his ultimate trial. Individuals should shift from a self-deprecating mindset, "I'm just a feeble worm," to one of empowerment, "I am a remarkable human with vast potential." With this elevated perspective on life, they can strive for personal mastery and achieve their full potential through discipline. The self-control demonstrated in both historic accomplishments and everyday moments is the same in nature, differing only in scope. This control is achievable if one is willing to put in the effort. It's simply a matter of making the necessary sacrifices. Human beings possess a distinctive attribute, self-control, which distinguishes them from other creatures. This unique capacity sets us apart and highlights the significance of cultivating self-discipline. However, the most significant control of all remains self-control, the ultimate expression of human dominance over our own selves. At every point in life, humans are either in control or under control. Conversely, as they consistently overcome their flaws, harness conflicting aspects within themselves, and rebuild a stronger self from past mistakes, they rise to be true monarchs, rulers of their own domain, wise and in control. Even the most powerful individuals, like Alexander who conquered the world, can still fall prey to their inner passions, ultimately becoming their own slave. We might admire the remarkable accomplishments of individuals like Paul, unaware that their transformation to such empowered figures stemmed from their own discipline in overcoming their humble beginnings as ordinary people like Saul of Tarsus. We often overlook the numerous examples of triumphs around us, intellectual, moral, physical, economic, or spiritual, where ultimate victory stemmed from humble origins that were less fortunate than our current situation. Anyone can develop self-control by making consistent efforts, no matter how small. Like an installment plan, nature allows individuals to make incremental payments and stores these efforts for future use when needed, so that no one is too disadvantaged to start. The efforts one makes to endure life's minor challenges are saved by nature as a reserve of energy ready to be tapped during times of crisis. In harmony with nature, every mental, physical, or moral effort made in doing good is stored up and transformed into inner strength. This understanding of personal character growth should be a powerful motivator for anyone sincerely seeking to reach their full potential. Developing self-control is similar to strengthening a weak muscle through consistent, small exercises. But for one to achieve self-discipline in significant areas of life, they must first develop control over smaller, seemingly insignificant habits and tendencies. Instead, strive to master your weaknesses in real time, making every moment a triumph for self-governance or a surrender to those vices. Ultimately, you get to decide, will you be the ruler of your life or its slave? Two. The crimes of the tongue. The most devastating weapon of destruction isn't a physical device, but rather the power of words, specifically gossip and criticism. While a dynamite gun can only take lives, a malicious tongue can devastate reputations and even destroy characters. Unlike a gun, which acts alone, a poisonous tongue has many accomplices in the form of listeners who spread its negative impact. The damage caused by a gun is immediate and visible, whereas the harm inflicted by a tongue can linger for years, with even divine scrutiny struggling to fully comprehend the extent of its destruction. Words that cause harm through unkindness, anger, malice, envy, bitterness, harsh criticism, gossip, lying, or scandal can inflict immense suffering on a nation, far more so than physical crimes like theft and murder. In fact, when comparing the effects of these two types of offences on society, you might be surprised to see that the supposed crimes of everyday people, their hurtful words and actions, greatly outweigh those committed by criminals in terms of overall pain and sorrow caused. This becomes even more striking when one balances the negative consequences of criminal acts against the devastating impact of thoughtless or malicious verbal behavior, revealing a scale that might initially seem tipped in favor of physical crimes, but ultimately tilts dramatically towards the latter. Few people experience harm from violent crimes, even indirectly. However, the hurt caused by malicious words from friends or enemies can be widespread and difficult to escape. No person can lead a life so perfect that they're completely immune to malice or envy-driven attacks. These attacks, like parasites, can slowly destroy even the strongest individuals, making them hard to anticipate and prepare for, much like trying to dodge microbes rather than elephants. Scandalous talk is just one form of wrongdoing originating from the tongue, but it's far from the only offense. Each person who spreads scandal unknowingly invests in a societal disease that contaminates moral values. A peculiar mental distortion emerges, where others' actions are consistently misconstrued with the worst intention. The passage describes various forms of pain caused by hurtful words: pillows stained by tears of sorrow, hearts shattered in silence, gentle souls, scarred and distorted, once close friends drifting apart with no hope left, and painful misunderstandings casting a dark shadow over life. A person can live an upright life, courageously fighting for what matters most to them, convinced of the righteousness of their action. Meanwhile, if the same individual doesn't give to charity at all, they're likely to be branded as stingy, much like their supposed peers. The constant criticism suggests that virtuous actions are often viewed with suspicion, noble intentions are seen as pretenses, and generosity is perceived as a calculated move rather than an altruistic act. A particularly despicable literary figure is Iago, whose envy and malicious schemes drive the plot of Shakespeare's Othello. Over time, Iago gradually fed Othello with venomous lies, subtly cultivating resentment and plotting revenge by spreading distrust and suspicion. With a singularly focused mind driven by malice, he constructed a web of incriminating clues around the unsuspecting Desdemona, ultimately orchestrating her murder through Othello's actions. The relentless barrage of deceitful whispers, fueled by jealousy, has eroded the honor of many esteemed individuals in far too many cases. We often rush to judgment, accepting what we hear without questioning it, especially when someone presents us with a seemingly convincing case, like modern-day Iago claiming where there's smoke, there must be fire. However, that fire might not be an authentic blaze, but rather one fueled by malice and envy, intentionally tarnishing another person's good name due to jealousy of their success. Three. The red tape of duty. The concept of duty is often overemphasized and misunderstood. It represents the fundamental structure of morality, but it's a dry, stripped-down version of what's truly right. Duty views life as an obligation to fulfill, whereas love sees it as an opportunity to gather rewards. While duty focuses on making payments, love centers around receiving benefits. Duty can be seen as a compulsory action, much like pumping water from a well, whereas love arises naturally, similar to a spring bubbling up. The story often told to children about the boy who remained faithful to his duty, even giving up his life in the process, is actually an example of blind adherence to rules rather than true commitment. The captain who sacrifices himself when he could have saved his own life without shame may be mistakenly driven by a sense of duty. He overlooks the loved ones on shore and the value of his own life. His dedication to duty, despite being freed from it by a cataclysmic natural event, is eerily reminiscent of an automaton performing its programmed actions with unwavering precision and futility. This perspective doesn't condone abandoning one's responsibility when needed. Instead, it critiques the overemphasis on rigid duty at the expense of its genuine purpose, which is often lost in the pursuit of mere formality. Examine legendary acts of loyalty to duty, and when they resonate as authentic, you'll discover the core element that elevated them to near divinity. This essence wasn't just a sense of duty, rather, it was the harmonious blend of duty and love. It was her commitment to duty, infused with compassion for humanity, fueled by a courageous heart filled with divine empathy and understanding. Duty can be a stern and uncompromising force that compels people to act without tapping into their heart's natural inclination to do what brings joy. It pales in comparison to the powerful inspiration of love, which is insufficient as a primary motivator for driving humanity forward. While duty serves as the physical framework, love infuses it with life and purpose. In the transformative power of life, love can convert duties into opportunities and responsibilities into pleasures. To truly succeed and make a lasting impact, one must go beyond just doing their duty. When passion and love are infused into the work, exceeding expectations becomes a natural byproduct. A nurse might carry out their responsibilities with dedication by a patient's side, but to a mother, the care and effort invested in her child during a critical moment is not just a duty. It's an act of love that infuses every move with devotion. The concept of duty even sounds incongruous when applied, as if it were an irreverent interruption in the profound emotional connection between mother and child. The notion that mere duty suffices is a perilous mindset in modern society, leading to empty boasts rather than genuine parental involvement. Christianity uniquely centers around the concept of love rather than obligation. In fact, the entirety of Christian duties can be summarized as one fundamental command: love. Contrary to popular notion, Christianity doesn't eliminate or dismiss duty. Instead, it elevates and refines it by infusing it with the transformative power of love, smoothing out its harsh edges in the process. In contrast to the Bible's fleeting mentions of duty, the theme of love is woven throughout its pages, a testament to its profound significance in human experience. In overcoming personal flaws, achieving inner fortitude, and fostering genuine connections with oneself and others, it is essential to prioritize love as a guiding principle rather than merely adhering to obligation. To lead authentic lives, where our words hold equal weight as our commitments, we should strive to cultivate a genuine passion for truth rather than simply adhering to moral obligations out of duty. Love, as the vital force of life, effortlessly clears the path of duty by dispelling sorrow and suffering, just as an angel would roll away obstacles from a smooth journey. 4. The supreme charity of the world. True charity goes beyond mere financial donations or material aid. While providing basic necessities like food, clothing, and money is a start, it's just the foundation of genuine compassion. Real charity has more refined and selfless expressions. At its core, charity is an innate desire for justice in life, striving to mend society's imperfections, console those who are sorrowful, empower those who struggle, be gentle with human frailties, and most importantly, follow the divine commandment, do not judge. The ultimate embodiment of true charity is justice's scales, perpetually suspended and never at rest, continually collecting evidence for each individual's judgment. People may claim to be passionate about analyzing character, but what they're really doing is observing surface-level traits. The true study of character is a complex and nuanced process, as it encompasses a multitude of subtle and shifting aspects. Habits, aspirations, tendencies, ideals, motivations, weaknesses, cultural influences, and personal history, all interwoven in various ways to shape an individual's multifaceted personality. Most people analyze character by focusing on its flaws, much like a proofreader scrutinizes every detail of a poem, missing the beauty and artistry in the process. Those who consider themselves perceptive at detecting others' weaknesses, vanity, or deceit only understand the low points people can reach, not the heights they can achieve. Our understanding of individuals is shaped by the consequences of their actions, and we often attribute various motivations to them despite the limitations of our knowledge. When someone experiences adversity, it's common for people to attribute it to divine punishment. It's likely that people are simply drawing hasty conclusions based on their own misfortunes. We overestimate the necessity of constant judgment, perpetuated by the rapid pace of modern life and sensational media. Even in high-profile cases like murder trials, it's challenging to find individuals who haven't already formed an opinion after reading a biased newspaper account. Many people confidently declare their verdicts as if they have all the answers, despite often lacking complete information. The ideal approach is one of humility and open-mindedness, exemplified by agnosticism in judging others, delaying judgment until hearing both sides, and acknowledging the uncertainty, thus showing true charity through suspended judgment. This hasty judgment can sever lifelong bonds without giving the person a chance to clarify their actions. People may conceal their deep sorrows behind a facade of happiness, with tears secretly falling on their pillow. What appears to be a normal life might actually be marred by hidden struggles that accelerate aging, turning hair grey and altering personalities in a brief span. But it's possible that in this very moment they're secretly enduring a crushing sorrow, their emotions so intense that they struggle to contain them without revealing the pain on their face. In such moments, words of trivial comfort can feel like a jarring shock leaving us feeling disconnected and alienated from other people as if we were truly from another world. Let's refrain from imposing our judgments on others, causing them unnecessary pain. Through daily self-control exercises, we can learn to turn off judgmental tendencies like turning off a gas supply. To practice charity in judging, let's strive to uncover the good in others rather than focusing on their flaws. This requires the perspective of charity, where we see potential in people, like recognizing a butterfly within a caterpillar. If we want to live up to our true potential and dignity, our guiding motto should be "Judge not," as taught by the ultimate example of supreme charity. 5. Worry, the great American disease. Excessive worry can be a silent killer, having severe physiological and psychological effects. It can lead to a range of issues, including loss of appetite, insomnia, respiratory problems, digestive issues, irritability, and even character distortion. Moreover, chronic worrying can erode mental clarity, contribute to the onset of illnesses, and compromise overall physical well-being. In reality, worry is the underlying cause of death in countless cases where an official diagnosis is listed differently on a death certificate. The worry is likened to toxic poison, whereas productive work serves as nourishing sustenance for one's mind. When individuals mentally rehash the stresses of their daily lives during sleep, constantly replaying and analyzing events of the day, it can be a sign of overwork and worry, often stemming from excessive labor. When a persistent grief, fear, or sorrow interrupts your focus, overpowering your thoughts, the individual faces a risk. If a distressing memory or concern dominates your mind, drowning out external stimuli, you are indeed worrying. And when this preoccupation occupies every moment of your day, it's essential to address and eliminate this worry, effectively putting an end to its hold on you. In their most enthusiastic moments, they might convince you that mosquitoes too have a purpose in nature, though no one can honestly praise worry as a positive force. Worry is a form of unproductive mental preparation that yields unnecessary suffering in the present while fixating on potential future trouble. Worry masquerades as a way to cope with the present and prepare for the future, but actually creates internal turmoil, weakening one's resolve and capacity to handle challenges. In essence, worry betrays our own inner resources, undermining our ability to tackle difficulties head-on. The worry is a state where the mind becomes preoccupied with an indefinite, restless, and anxious thought. This single idea drains mental energy that should be directed towards daily responsibilities, silently diverting it and rendering it ineffective. Moreover, the unconscious mind's full potential for creativity and success, typically responsible for our greatest achievements, is instead channeled into worry, resulting in wasted capacity. While worry and anxiety share similar connotations, they have distinct nuances. The worry implies a sense of constriction or hindrance on one's actions due to concern. Worry isn't a single overwhelming concern, but rather a multitude of small, obscure, and seemingly insignificant anxieties that collectively assume greater importance due to their persistence and repetitive nature. To overcome worrying, an individual must take a proactive approach and treat their anxiety like a personal health crisis. They must deeply internalize and truly believe that worry is completely futile and pointless. It's essential to grasp that no matter how long you worry, the outcome won't change in the slightest. Worry hinders both thought and action, making it an ineffective response to problems. Mathematics demonstrates that worrying won't alter reality. Only taking control of the variables can bring about change. At the moment when concerns arise, it's crucial for an individual not to worry about anything else. To navigate through this challenging period successfully, one needs 100% of their mental focus to swiftly devise plans, discern the best course of action, maintain a sharp awareness of potential risks and opportunities, and firmly control the direction until they've safely overcome the obstacle. There are two fundamental reasons why one should not worry. Either the feared outcome is unavoidable or it's preventable. On the other hand, if the feared outcome can be prevented, worrying would be an unnecessary waste of energy at a critical moment. Instead, proactive effort should be made to avert the potential harm. Overcoming worry is a challenging process that can't be solved by superficial methods or simplistic philosophies. Six, the greatness of simplicity. Simplification is about removing the unimportant in all aspects, bringing life down to its most fundamental necessities while amplifying one's capability. In essence, simplicity allows the best, not just the strongest, to thrive. Morally, it eradicates vices and weaknesses, giving virtues and strengths room to flourish. By eliminating waste, simplicity fosters focus and elevates effectiveness, transforming casual illumination into powerful beacons of insight. The essence of Christianity can be distilled into a few words, though a lifetime is spent seeking to make those words a living reality through thoughts and action. Higher criticism may analyze in detail, but it doesn't touch the simplicity of genuine faith. Instead, they concentrate on the soul of their faith, living it daily through words, deeds, and thoughts. A genuine preacher would regularly connect the timeless truths of their faith to the everyday challenges people face. The true test of a powerful sermon lies in its tangible impact, not in fleeting praise, but in listeners' lives being positively transformed throughout the week. A character can only be genuinely simple if it's rooted in personal truth and integrity, aligning with one's own values and moral compass. Simplicity emanates from a life genuinely lived, unencumbered by external influences or attempts to please others. Conversely, compromising for public opinion can ruin simplicity, as public opinion is a collective sense of morality that reduces the individual to just another stakeholder. Authenticity lies in adhering to one's own ideals and values, which is the key to achieving simplicity. On the other hand, affectation reveals a lack of confidence and inner assurance, serving as an unnecessary declaration that one isn't genuinely living up to their professed standards. Simplicity brings serenity by disregarding life's trivialities, whereas an insatiable desire for the unnecessary often fuels global dissatisfaction. The relentless pursuit of outdoing others suffocates both simplicity and joy, leaving a trail of discontent in its wake. Nature consistently conveys the importance of simplicity. However, people become disenchanted with simplicity and succumb to subtle cravings for rich foods and drinks, abandoning their natural inclinations. The quality hardest to replicate is simplicity. This principle applies not only to visual art, but also to mental and moral character, where genuine simplicity is hard to mimic. The external manifestation of inner simplicity can be seen in one's actions. They lack space for personal pride or self-importance in their minds. Life takes on its true splendor when we perceive it as uncomplicated, letting go of minor troubles, sorrows, and distractions to focus on the essential aspect. One's inner essence or individuality can render even the most trying obstacles seemingly insignificant. A person with straightforward character perceives truth and integrity so clearly that they're unaware of deceit and corruption surrounding them. Such a person refuses to counter deceit with deceit or maintain power through bribery, nor do they pay unnecessary respect to someone momentarily superior. For the genuinely simple-minded, understanding a truth means starting to live it, and recognizing a duty entails immediately performing it. Nothing profound can linger as mere theory for one of simple character. Instead, it becomes an integral part of their being. Simplicity in a person's nature serves like a compass needle. It only knows its guiding north, or ideal. Let's strive to embody simplicity in all aspects of our lives. Simplicity is the key to true greatness, regardless of how modest one's life may seem. Cultivating simple habits, manners, needs, language, and faith leads to a harmonious and refined inner state, ultimately revealing the beauty of simplicity in all its forms. One who embodies simplicity has transcended the need to conform by already having achieved inner fulfillment. Simplicity is the hallmark of a self-contained, genuine existence, the key to individual greatness and distinct achievements. Seven, living life over again. A few years ago, a ship got severely off course due to a massive storm. Helpless and damaged, it drifted into an unfamiliar bay. As their water supply dwindled, the crew endured excruciating thirst, unable to drink the surrounding salt water out of desperation. At the point of despair, they lowered a bucket over the side, expecting more salt water, but were astonished to find it was actually fresh, cool, and revitalizing. As if answering their prayers for sustenance, all they needed to do was reach out and claim the new life and vitality that awaited them. Today, weighed down by regret over past failures and sorrows, a man yearns for a fresh start. He longs to relive his life with the wisdom and experience he's gained, but realizes this isn't possible. Though he looks forward to an afterlife, he remains stuck between the present and past, craving a new chance to live better. Unbeknownst to him, this new life is already within reach. Like sailors buffeted by storms, he's unaware that every day offers a fresh start, a daily rebirth to reshape his existence and make more of his past experiences. One who doesn't acknowledge any regrets when reflecting on their life has essentially wasted it. A life devoid of regret is also one without growth or progress. Regret serves as a beacon of wisdom, drawing from our past experiences to illuminate the path forward, signifying that we're wiser today than yesterday. This newfound wisdom brings new opportunities and responsibilities. It's a fresh chance to create a better life. However, regret becomes meaningless unless it transforms into a catalyst for positive change, inspiring us to seize new possibilities and muster the strength to actualize them. Even with unlimited power, the past cannot be altered, but each individual has significant control over their future, often without realizing the extent of their influence. Rather than lamenting wasted time and opportunities, let them learn from their errors and focus on the lessons learned. Past squandering of time should prompt individuals to make the most of present moments. If a past wrong can't be rectified with the injured party, one's regret can manifest in acts of kindness and love towards others. True character isn't defined by one's past, it's shaped by ongoing progress. Attempting to relive the past, or resting on ancestral laurels, is like a mediocre individual clinging to their family name for relevance. Rather than bragging about ancestors, we should be proud of the people we're creating for the generations that will come after us, focusing more on our potential future virtues rather than past accomplishment. When someone genuinely seeks a fresh start, they can imagine their life day by day as if it were a new chapter. They should release the burdens of past mistakes, pain and regrets, closing the book on that era. Instead, they should focus on the wisdom they've gained from those experiences and apply it to their present and future responsibilities. Let them be less critical of others and more self-reflective, then embark courageously on this new life, utilizing the lessons learned from their past as a valuable asset for growth. What's needed is a shift towards living in the present moment, focusing on each day's unique opportunities and experiences, rather than striving for long-term guarantees. Imagine being like a captain, charting a course, making steady progress toward your destination one day at a time, without worrying about the past or the future. Life has value when lived meaningfully and with purpose. Every individual can approach each new day as an opportunity for renewal, rather than just waiting for traditional New Year's resolutions. Rather than setting grandiose goals we may not realistically achieve, let's commit to making gradual progress each day, fostering a continuous journey towards personal growth and positive impact on our circle and the world at large. A. Syndicating Our Sorrows. The most self-centered individual is the one who is excessively unselfish when sharing their sorrows. They spare no pain or hardship, burdening others with every woe they face. To them, the world becomes a collective entity that takes an inventory of their personal troubles and miseries. The error lies not in sharing these struggles, but rather in opening up to the point where others can partake in their suffering. Ideally, this person would maintain control by forming a trust, thereby preventing anyone from claiming ownership over their misery. Life is a profound and individual challenge. We must face our struggles, including internal weaknesses, alone in our own Gethsemane. We must live and die as individuals, accepting full responsibility for our existence. Given each person's unique burden of cares, responsibilities, setbacks, doubts, fears, and losses, it is a disservice to ourselves if we seek to share our sorrows with others rather than facing them directly. However, it's essential to maintain a balance by not sharing our personal sorrows excessively in public, respecting others' emotional well-being as well. Some individuals seem to spend a significant amount of their interactions talking about themselves and their personal experiences. These people scrutinize every detail of their lives, then share an amplified version of their struggles with others, likenable to a stereopticon presentation, highlighting tiny details under magnification. Yet, there's no real justification for boasting about insomnia. It's not a unique skill, and even the most alert individuals can experience it. When inquiring about someone's emotions, this individual provides a detailed and extensive account of their current state, tracing its roots back to an illness from 4 years prior. His tendency is to chronicle every aspect of his life, as if he were documenting his experiences like James Boswell did for Samuel Johnson. He shares his troubles widely, essentially selling the stories of his sorrows. The woman who publicly shares her parenting struggles, domestic troubles, and family difficulties with visitors is essentially broadcasting her personal sorrows. A person with health issues should not allow their discomfort to negatively impact those around them. If an individual's condition causes irritability or moodiness, they should take steps to contain these emotions and prevent them from affecting others. Rather than allowing health issues to dominate their thoughts and actions, individuals should keep them in check and maintain a level head. They focus excessively on their own individual struggles, neglecting the vital connections they could have with others. Moreover, individuals often reminisce about their past, convinced that their unique tribulations and hardships set them apart from others, when in fact, everyone's life is marked by challenges and setbacks. The love that previously made life's challenges worthwhile has vanished. As we grow closer to remembering the past, a new pang of pain arises. It feels like a betrayal or infidelity to our love, as if healing would be a disloyalty. While some exceptional individuals might remain marred in their grief due to an overwhelming love, this phenomenon is rare in human experience. We have no right to turn our individual sorrow into a public display, ruining the happiness of those around us in their most joyful moments. Even in times of adversity, when life has been unkind and we're left feeling desolate and alone, let's not burden those around us with our misery. Instead of dragging others through the struggles of our past, let's face our hardships with dignity, like Socrates with his hemlock, without complaint or expectation that others should share in our sorrow. Don't share your negative outlook on life, morality, or spirituality if it stems from the doubts about people's integrity or women's values. When life's challenges shake your trust in an all-powerful force or personal relationships disappoint, don't hastily adopt the skepticism of modern unbelievers who sell their doubts by the sea. Instead, seek to revive your faith by tuning into the collective wisdom that resonates through nature and humanity, expressing infinite love and wisdom. You may find one person with whom you can openly share every thought, dream, or hardship without fear of judgment. But don't assume the world is the trustworthy place. Only once they're under control should you consider sharing your struggles with others, as doing so before then can weaken those around you by spreading unnecessary negativity. Nine, the revelations of reserve power. Each person is a complex, untapped reservoir of potential, with a majority of their capabilities and qualities lying beneath the surface, unseen by themselves or others. Similarly, 9/10 of an individual's capacity for both positive and negative actions remain concealed, out of view even to their own self-awareness. Burns' request to see ourselves as others see us fell short because it caters only to human vanity, revealing how others perceive us, not our true nature. A more meaningful prayer would be to behold oneself as one truly is. However, the unbridled truth about a person's untapped potential and inner strength might overwhelm them, leaving them reeling like Moses before the burning bush. Nature's deepest secrets are unlocked through its innate capacity to adapt, which it activates in response to unexpected challenges. By being frugal with energy and resources, nature conserves effort and only supplies what is strictly required for existence and growth under specific circumstances. Whenever new necessities emerge, nature tapped into its reserve strength to respond effectively. Nature showcases its wonders through various animal adaptations. Nature ensures all creatures blend in by harmonizing their colors with their surroundings, providing camouflage from predators. As animal habits evolve over generations, so do their colors in response to new conditions. Nature's reserve power consistently meets these changing needs with novel adaptations, harmonizing creatures with their environments. In essence, the rabbits have successfully outsmarted humanity. This untapped potential was unlocked by perseverance and determination. In the plant kingdom, nature consistently demonstrates its reserve power. By respecting natural laws, humans could cultivate leaves as vibrant as flowers. For instance, a wild rose has only one petal, but when grown in fertile soil, its numerous yellow stamen transform into the striking red foliage of a fully developed cabbage rose, a testament to nature's hidden potential. This is just one example of nature's reserve power at work. If we were to exhaustively detail nature's reserve power, it would be equivalent to chronicling the entire universe in 1,000 volumes. Humans, for instance, possess near duplicates of various organs: eyes, ears, lungs, and limbs. If one organ is impaired, its corresponding counterpart can compensate by tapping into its reserve power. But furthermore, nature prepares a reserve or understudy for each body part, as seen in the heightened sense of touch that develops in the blind, ensuring protection and resilience in times of need. Nature provides for human needs on both physical and mental moral levels. Instead, the concept of reserve power serves as a guardian angel, promising that one's present limitations can be transformed into strength and power through continuous effort, perseverance, and daring. This concept is mirrored in human experience. As we triumph over personal flaws, emotions, or desires, each conquest, no matter how small, is stored by nature as a reservoir of inner power to be drawn upon during challenging times. Through it all, a mysterious reserve power sustains them, imbuing them with fresh strength even in slumber. If you're aware of a personal flaw and determined to overcome it, you can deliberately put yourself in situations that require you to confront and improve on that weakness. Reserve power is a continuous supply of inner strength, akin to the daily manna provided for the Israelites in the wilderness, with each new day bringing its own portion of sustenance. In this divine concept, reserve power is revealed to us in increments, allowing us to meet our evolving need. Regardless of our life's path or challenges, it's essential to recognize that infinite potential lies within us, waiting to be tapped into. By having faith and doing our best, the guiding force of reserve power will accompany us, even parting the metaphorical waters of our struggles, so we may safely navigate through them. The Majesty of Calmness. Calmness is a precious and uncommon trait in human nature. It represents a state of inner peace and balance, where one's thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with their core value. A calm person is self-contained, confident, and in control, allowing them to stay focused on their objectives without distraction. This serene quality can be swiftly directed to tackle any challenge or crisis that arises. The statue-like composure, often associated with the Sphinx, is actually a state of inactivity rather than genuine serenity. Calmness, on the other hand, is characterized by a peaceful awareness that allows for a full, intense, and conscious experience of life, the very opposite of the stagnation represented by petrification. The individual who remains composed has a clear direction in life, with their path well mapped out. Their calm demeanor stems from understanding that they must focus on making the most of each day, using the knowledge they have, and trusting that as circumstances unfold, if things don't go as planned, they'll accept the outcome with serenity, acknowledging that life's path is full of new beginnings, opportunities for growth, and fresh chances to thrive each day. External turmoil like storms or strong winds only affect the surface, reaching at most a few hundred feet deep. Beneath that lies an untouched, serene abyss. To be prepared for life's significant challenges, it's crucial to cultivate serenity in our daily routines. Serenity is the ultimate manifestation of self-control, serving as its crowning achievement. When life's stresses weigh heavily on you, taking a moment to calm down is crucial. Let go of worries and allow peace to settle in. Don't let external factors dominate your emotions. Instead, confront each challenge individually with all your inner strength, even in the face of adversity. Like when a gray heron is pursued by an eagle, it's essential to maintain serenity and stand one's ground rather than flee. Those who remain calm in the face of injury are too elevated to stoop to seeking revenge. They instead don the regal cloak of serenity and proceed undeterred on their path when wrong. When someone dear to us passes away, sapping our vitality and casting a shadow over our existence, all the inner peace we've cultivated over time suddenly serves as a sanctuary and a hidden well of emotional resilience. When one cultivates serenity to the point where it permeates their being, they've achieved significant personal growth. However, achieving this state of calmness requires developing a series of virtues first. The world and its individuals require a higher quality of living, a profound appreciation for life's privilege and dignity, and an elevated understanding of individuality that fosters nobility. When someone cultivates inner peace, they can withdraw from the external chaos and distractions of the world. This inner serenity allows them to detach and find solace within themselves. A person who possesses inner calm doesn't withdraw from society out of self-interest. Instead, they're deeply invested in the well-being of humanity as a whole. They understand that true individuality and mastery over oneself is ultimately expressed through the majesty of calmness. Hurry, the Scourge of America. The initial sermon, so to speak, was delivered at the time of creation. It served as a divine rebuke against the pace of hurry and as an exemplary demonstration of meticulous planning, scheduling, and completion, ultimately followed by rest. Regardless of whether one interprets this event literally or figuratively, in terms of consecutive days or epochs spanning millions of years, the core lesson remains a reminder to prioritize balance and rest after striving for perfection. Nature, in its workings, embodies an un-American quality: it never rushes. Instead, each stage demonstrates planning, serenity, dependability, and the absence of haste. Hurry, on the other hand, is often a sign of unclear methods, chaos, and impatience for slow growth. The workers mistakenly equated their ambitious drive with inspiration, leading to numerous builders without an architect to guide them, a hallmark of hurry's tendency to substitute energy for a well-defined plan, resulting in a futile endeavor akin to trying to transform a toy horse into a real one by simply riding it fine. Haste and hurry are two distinct mindsets. Haste is focused on a single goal to achieve as quickly as possible through straightforward means, having one guiding principle. However, this scattered approach often overlooks the value of careful planning and slow, thorough preparation, which can ultimately prove to be the most efficient path forward. Expediency has had a more detrimental impact on American society than any other single concept, becoming a plague that perpetuates the fast-paced nature of modern life in the United States. In pursuit of wealth, individuals may sacrifice essential aspects like time, energy, health, home, happiness, and reputation, valuable assets that cannot be regained by money's means. Hurry embodies paradoxical contradictions. So why should women be expected to cater to their husbands' moods like fragile objects? In their relentless pursuit of personal goals, people frequently sacrifice values like integrity, honesty, and kindness. Despite its claims of superiority, education's hasty pace is misguided, as it fails to accomplish what could be achieved more effectively in half the time. Students are hurried through textbooks, then poor health, college diplomas, and eventually into adulthood, with minds that are unprepared for the demands of real life. The loss of courtesy and the rise of hurry have led to a culture of fast eating and neglect of proper dining habits. In our fast-paced society, gobbling food has become an unfortunate norm, leading to poor digestion and related issues like indigestion. This rush often leads people to forget that they are unique in their ability to savor meals, opting instead to feed like other animals. As a result, many suffer from self-inflicted digestive discomforts and resort to remedies like pepsin tablets. Moreover, this obsession with speed can strain the nervous system, ultimately contributing to conditions like nervous prostration. The most enduring achievements in life are the result of steady development over time. If you're confident in your convictions, remain steadfast against external pressures, be it public opinion, friends, or family, and instead focus on the steady growth of your pursuit, much like one accepts a dark night, knowing that each moment brings the dawn closer. Let's eliminate the concept of hurry from our daily lives. Instead, let's prioritize self-respect and honor by taking the time we need for tasks without sacrificing calmness, serenity, or contentment. We should strive to do our best, face challenges with courage, and live undistracted by external factors like envy or others' successes. Instead, let's move forward confidently, trusting in the future with a peaceful inner harmony that aligns with our values and steadily advances toward their fulfillment. Let's examine how the rush to be hasty consistently undermines honesty, dedication, and meticulousness in our lives. As we move forward, we should make a conscious effort each day to replace this haste with serenity and tranquility, thereby cultivating a more noble and fulfilling existence. 12. The power of personal influence. A person's most significant responsibility, often overlooked, is their personal influence on others. While deliberate efforts to impress or teach might have limited impact, the natural emanation of one's character, habits, and interactions has a profound effect on those around them. Unintentionally, every individual radiates an atmosphere that influences everyone they encounter, shaping the world with each moment of life. So subtle is this influence that it can be easily forgotten, yet its power to shape lives cannot be overstated. The sun's rays alone are insufficient to support life on Earth. Instead, we rely heavily on the light and heat provided by stars, many of which are invisible to us and situated millions of miles away. The natural world continually encourages humans to appreciate the extraordinary might and awe-inspiring aspects of the unseen universe in numerous ways. In every person, there's an extraordinary power that can be used for good or ill, the subtle, unintentional impact of their life on others. Each individual naturally emits traits like empathy, sorrow, or happiness through mere existence, influencing those around them in various ways. Life is a continuous process of emitting and receiving influences. Living means emitting energy, and being alive means being open to the energies of others. Some individuals exude warmth, positivity, and hope, leaving you feeling refreshed, renewed, and reassured in humanity's goodness. Some individuals drift through life with an icy demeanor, appearing distant and uninviting. On the other hand, there are warm-hearted, generous, and amiable individuals who flow effortlessly through life's challenges like a soothing ocean current. Their presence radiates warmth, vitality, and positivity, much like the revitalizing power of springtime or the comforting feeling of sunshine on your skin. There are individuals whose influence is detrimental, much like a malarial swamp, toxic, depressing, and draining just by being near. Although they may deceive some, a certain intuitive power allows others to sense their dishonesty, leading us to instinctively know that person is not trustworthy. One cannot shirk from the constant impact of their character on others for even a brief instant. It's not possible to deny this influence by claiming it's subconscious. Instead, they can intentionally cultivate and express positive traits such as kindness, serenity, trustworthiness, generosity, honesty, fairness, devotion, and ability, allowing these qualities to be a living part of their character. In doing so, they will continuously shape the world around them through the radiating power of their inner character. Discouragement can strike well-intentioned individuals who may underestimate their positive impact on the world. In 1797, William Godwin's The Inquirer inspired Thomas Malthus's essay on population. 1798, which in turn influenced Charles Darwin for decades, culminating in his groundbreaking Origin of Species, 1859. This chain of influence spanned over 6 decades and had a profound impact on the scientific community. As this humble herdsman went about his daily routine, free from grand ambitions or a desire for global impact, he likely passed away without realizing that his simple existence had laid the groundwork for someone like Godwin, whose works would in turn influence others. Individuals have responsibilities both towards others and themselves. If the toxic influence of others stifles our best qualities, we must remove ourselves from that environment, if possible, without abandoning our obligation. To have a genuine impact, we must embody our beliefs through actions. The message "don't lie" from words clashes with the message of lie. Far from the parents' actions. Every individual has an impact, regardless of their size or significance. Rather than simply exerting influence, we should channel it through love and empathy. Our presence should not only affect others, but also inspire them, serving as a beacon of strength for those seeking guidance. "13. The dignity of self-reliance. Confidence alone is ineffective without the ability to take action, just as a recipe serves no purpose without ingredients. Confidence recognizes one's potential, while reliance brings that potential to fruition. Confidence envisions the beauty hidden within an unshaped marble block. Reliance transforms that vision into reality through personal effort. A self-reliant person believes they are solely responsible for their growth and development in all aspects of life: financial, social, mental, physical, and moral. Life is a personal challenge that each individual must resolve on their own. No matter how many athletic exercises one performs, they are ultimately useless unless an individual puts in the personal effort required to see tangible results. All faiths are theoretical frameworks for moral guidance until an individual internalizes the importance of self-reliance and aligns their life with a personal understanding of truth. Without self-reliance, we risk drifting through existence, missing out on life's greatest treasures and divine experiences. Similarly, there are individuals blessed with exceptional mental abilities and profound spiritual insight who struggle in life due to the absence of one crucial factor: self-reliance. The individual who lacks self-reliance is characterized by weakness, indecisiveness, and doubt in their actions. The self-reliant individual continually strives to identify and overcome their inner weaknesses that hinder them from achieving their most cherished goal. This person acknowledges that historical greats in various fields triumphed despite battling against adversity such as illness, hardship, or sorrow. A country's true strength lies not in its external power, but in its ability to be self-sufficient and meet its own needs. Independence is directly tied to self-reliance. The history of nations is a reflection of the biographies of their people, and conversely, an individual's life story mirrors the broader historical context in which they live. In any challenging situation, be it trial, sorrow, or need, an individual's greatest strength comes from within, and they should rely on their own inherent abilities rather than relying on external support. Self-reliance is essential for one to remain steadfast and resilient in the face of adversity. Ancient Rome's prosperity was ultimately undermined by its over-reliance on slaves to perform the daily tasks that fostered individual and national self-sufficiency. This erosion of self-reliance, in turn, contributed to Rome's transformation from a robust nation of warriors into one characterized by effeminacy, as individuals prioritized indulgence over industriousness. Similarly, our own reliance on others to perform tasks we should do ourselves erodes our self-sufficiency, diminishing our capacities and control over them with each passing day. To achieve greatness, one must cultivate self-reliance in the area where they seek excellence. This doesn't mean being self-sufficient in all aspects, but rather having the courage to stand alone when necessary. To develop true self-reliance, recognize that life is an ongoing personal battle that requires you to be your own warrior. There's no substitute, reprieve, or retirement from the fight. There is no single key to success other than embracing self-reliance. If you want to possess a quality another has, don't waste energy envying their attributes. Instead, learn the path they took to develop them and rely on your own efforts to achieve similar results. To cultivate self-reliance, one should focus on surpassing their own accomplishments rather than competing with others. When you continually strive to outdo your previous achievements, you'll experience harmonious growth in all aspects of life. True progress comes from an individual's internal drive to excel their past self. This inner competition fosters self-reliance and, in turn, reinforces personal growth. When you have a strong sense of your capabilities and potential for growth, you'll feel empowered to shape your life as you see fit. A truly self-reliant individual isn't overshadowed by someone else's achievements. They think independently, rely on themselves, and take actions autonomously. Self-reliance is essential during crises. As one grows stronger from within, they're better equipped to help others in their hour of need. Moreover, their very existence becomes a continuous source of inspiration and a testament to the value of self-reliance for those around them. 14. A failure as a success. Withstanding futile endeavors, reviving abandoned projects, and persisting through adversity all demand remarkable bravery. What appears to be a hopeless defeat can actually mark the beginning of something greater, holding within it the building blocks for a grander objective or the discovery of novel opportunity. A few years ago, Canadian entrepreneur Mr. Joggins proposed an innovative method to transport logs from Canada to New York, binding them together with cables and iron girders to create rafts that could be towed. The venture almost succeeded until a fierce storm hit, causing the iron bands to break and scattering the logs across the oceans. News of this failure reached the Hydrographic Department in Washington, prompting them to alert mariners worldwide to report sightings of these logs, noting their location, time, and date. Although the initial attempt failed, it ultimately led to a significant discovery in modern marine geography and navigation, turning what seemed like a loss into a pivotal breakthrough. We often look down on ancient alchemists' endeavors, viewing their failures to transform base metals into gold as quaint but futile attempts. This success, through failure, exemplifies a natural growth process with valuable lessons for humanity if we only acknowledge and accept it. Although our setbacks might seem devastating at first, they can ultimately propel us to even greater achievements than we initially envisioned. In fact, life is characterized by a constant progression from one level of achievement to the next, often built upon the foundation of past failures. For instance, Christopher Columbus's failure to find India was instrumental in his discovery of America, a success that far surpassed his initial goal. Yet, it was this very failure that led him to stumble upon the New World, an accomplishment that dwarfs his original aim. Thus, our failures can sometimes yield more remarkable successes than we could have ever imagined. Undeterred by this setback and failure, Livingstone redirected his efforts, offering to become a missionary in Africa, which was accepted. His initial disappointment at not reaching China ultimately led him to illuminate an entire continent with truth and light. The iconic works of Scottish historical fiction that have captivated millions are a testament to his perseverance in the face of adversity, ultimately rising from what seemed like failure to create something truly monumental. Despite being an art failure, Millet's poverty and hardships refined his character, unifying his inner strengths in a rare display of spiritual resilience. This transformative experience purified his artistic vision, allowing him to create with unprecedented eloquence and beauty, an achievement that prosperity might not have inspired. It's not always about achieving wealth or recognition. Instead, failure can spark fresh sources of spiritual, moral, and intellectual inspiration that profoundly shape our lives for years to come. Ultimately, the essence of life isn't what happens to us, but rather what we derive from our experiences and how we grow as a result. Each individual must confront their own inner compass, answering the ultimate question with courage and integrity. What path will I take now, guided by my conscience and the direction of my life's destiny? If hardships or deprivations lead to personal growth and character development, then those experiences can be seen as a form of enrichment and success. Conversely, if wealth brings about arrogance, pride, and a lack of empathy, rendering one closed off to life's beauty and potential for good, it becomes a failure in disguise. Ultimately, the value we derive from any experience depends on how we choose to perceive and take from it. Even the most accomplished individuals who have achieved remarkable success often look back on their failures with a sense of contentment and satisfaction. This is because failure often serves as the essential starting point for genuine success. When, in rare instances, someone can reflect on past failures and say, Those setbacks were the greatest blessings I could have had. Shouldn't they approach new challenges with unwavering bravery, confident that nature's transformative power may turn these fresh obstacles into stepping stones of progress? Might this not be nature's subtle reminder to humans that we flourish in the darkness of failure, which ultimately yields to the light of success? By tracing each milestone back through the sequence of events, we realize that even sorrow and failure have been integral parts of our journey to happiness and success. In many cases, the roots of our most fulfilling achievements can be traced back to the challenges we once faced, with those difficulties eventually contributing to our growth and prosperity. Even if it appears to be unsuccessful, such an experience can serve as a learning opportunity for future improvement, revealing the hidden lessons behind any perceived failures. A person striving with integrity towards their highest aspirations, in harmony with those ideals, is indeed successful, regardless of what superficial statistics or criticisms may suggest otherwise. Even the most admirable endeavors and courageous attempts can initially appear to falter or fail, but we shouldn't let these setbacks discourage us. The more challenging path may ultimately prove more reliable than a seemingly easier one that's without obstacles. Nature's transformative power surpasses even the most skilled alchemists, such as Paracelsus, in turning the base material of failure into the refined success that comes from perseverance. This process is facilitated when one maintains a steadfast and unwavering mindset, coupled with an unshakable resilience that refuses to yield despite adversity, continually striving for excellence, while trusting that fate will ultimately align with their best efforts. "15. Doing our best at all times." Life's intricacies can overwhelm an individual until they experience an epiphany, leading to a profound understanding that it's possible to make life less complicated, not simplistic, but more straightforward. Despite the ages of philosophical inquiry, many fundamental moral dilemmas remain unclear, and humanity's most pressing questions have yet to be thoroughly explored. The cries for truth from those seeking answers are often met with silence, leaving their queries unanswered even beyond death. We all experience moments where a deep sense of uncertainty and hopelessness can overwhelm us, casting a shadow over our prospects and rendering us unable to act with enthusiasm. If a supreme being exists and justice prevails, we question why life unfolds as it does. We must accept this uncertainty and rely on faith to navigate life's problems without doubt or confusion. Humans shouldn't expect absolute answers from the infinite. Instead, we should focus on a fundamental truth: the existence of a creator behind the world's wonders, with qualities like omniscience and omnipotence. Acknowledging our limitations, we must strive to do our best in every moment, continually seeking knowledge and living harmoniously with what we understand. On the basis of a well-established life plan, individuals are free to build upon it their chosen beliefs or philosophical perspectives, as long as they are genuinely committed to them. Moreover, one should strive to cultivate every available aspect of their being, moral, mental, and spiritual, in order to enrich their existence and live to the fullest potential. This straightforward trust doesn't contradict any dogma and isn't meant to replace one. Instead, it serves as a fundamental conviction, a secure stronghold where an individual can retreat and gain fortitude during life's challenges when they become overwhelming. A theoretical understanding of how to live is worthless without being applied in one's life. A principle or guideline for leading a better life will remain irrelevant until an individual actively incorporates it into their daily routine, allowing the idea to flourish into a multitude of thoughts, words, and actions. When someone genuinely strives to excel in all aspects of their life, this dedication permeates every moment, and even the smallest actions reflect their core values. The individual striving for excellence embodies a state of heightened awareness, enthusiasm, and proactivity. Renowned American actor Edwin Booth exemplified elegance even in his personal life, never slouching or adopting an ungraceful posture, even when no one was watching. A person's sloppiness in daily life, reflected in their lackluster language, will never be replaced by grandeur on a special occasion. Living at one's best is a continuous process of preparation, ensuring that every moment is ready for prime-time performance. This approach doesn't lead to over-rehearsed, artificial, or pretentious behavior. Rather, it embodies the true essence of education, the intentional cultivation of natural habits and skills, rather than mere knowledge acquisition. One common mistake people make is to become overly focused on their perception of luck as the determining factor for others' success. Those who do this tend to succeed, whereas the individual focused on luck may miss their own chances and become disheartened, envying others instead of striving to emulate them. The resilient individual should recognize that setbacks are temporary blips on the radar of a person's life, never defining who they are. The individual plagued by perpetual doubt and uncertainty about the future, constantly seeking reassurance that their endeavors will be acknowledged and valuable, or fearing they're wasting their time, will never reach their full potential. One of the most debilitating aspects of human nature is the tendency to give up as one ages. As people grow older, their self-assurance dwindles due to the fear of aging. This mindset reflects the regret and resignation that can accompany advancing age, leading individuals to feel they've missed their opportunity for significant personal development. This passage suggests that one should remain open to life's possibilities, as there is no final deadline for seizing opportunities and recognizing truth. It emphasizes the importance of effort, attention, and dedication in achieving success or personal growth, and asserts that self-confidence is a powerful catalyst. The notion of age does not necessarily hinder progress, as knowledge can keep one's spirit youthful. As people age, they often discover or nurture new talents. French poet Ronsard developed his poetic skills around age 50, while Benjamin Franklin started making significant philosophical contributions at this stage. Similarly, Hobbes published his Odyssey and Iliad translations in his late years, around ages 87 and 88 respectively. Let these remarkable individuals be a source of inspiration and hope for anyone struggling with self-doubt. The path to personal growth, fulfillment, and self-improvement remains open as long as one chooses not to close it themselves. By living life to the fullest and focusing on the present and future, rather than dwelling on past regrets, an individual can achieve limitless progress. Instead, focus on the possibilities ahead, and you'll discover a stronger faith in yourself, leading to more effective self-development and actualization of your potential. In her compassion, nature implores humanity, exhausted from its endeavors, tend to whatever task lies before you now with diligence. Approach it with a mindset that prepares for what's yet to come, utilizing the knowledge gleaned from the past. Instead of dwelling on the negative, focus on the present, with confidence and hope for the future. (16) The Royal Road to Happiness. Notorious German statesman Otto von Bismarck, renowned for his significant contributions to the 19th century, once candidly reflected on his life, stating that despite his impressive accumulation of wealth, fame, honors, power, influence, prosperity, and triumphs throughout his 83-year existence, he never experienced a full day of genuine happiness. Despite wielding control over an empire, Bismarck's personal life lacked sustained joy. Happiness is an enigmatic phenomenon that can flourish anywhere, unaffected by external circumstances. Its source lies within, much like sunlight radiates from the sun regardless of its surroundings. True happiness doesn't stem from what we possess, but from who we are and how we live in harmony with our values. Even in adversity, one's inner peace can yield a profound contentment that might surpass the joys of those in more favorable circumstances. People create their own happiness by living in accordance with their highest ideals. The acquisitions we make in life are temporary, whereas personal growth and fulfillment bring lasting satisfaction. Happiness is the soul's joy in the pursuit of the intangible, an elusive yet attainable state. While humans can't achieve absolute, continuous happiness without exception, this paradoxical emotion often coexists with challenges, sorrow, or hardship, demonstrating its capacity to transcend even difficult circumstances. Happiness has several lesser versions that mimic its essence: satisfaction, contentment, content, and pleasure. These imitations superficially resemble happiness, but lack its true nature. While satisfaction can be a component of happiness, it's not equivalent to true happiness on its own. One can possess all material possessions, yet still be unsatisfied, because happiness stems from satisfying one's soul, not just one's mind or body. Contentment is like pretending to enjoy something unpalatable, or basking in the warmth of a past joy that no longer exists. Momentary delight, pleasure, is fleeting, whereas true fulfillment, happiness, persists over time. Delight might be a single note, whereas happiness is an orchestral composition. Additionally, while pleasure may have its drawbacks or residues, such imperfections are non-existent in the cup of true fulfillment, happiness. Humans are uniquely capable of genuine happiness. While other creatures may experience fleeting pleasures, they can't truly attain happiness like humans do. Happiness arises when a person's life aligns with their values and standards. It's not something one can manufacture on their own. Rather, it emerges from living an unselfish life. One cannot focus solely on personal happiness and achieve it. It's like trying to jump at the end of one's shadow. To experience true happiness, aim beyond self-gratification. Prioritize other aspects of life over individual happiness, and it will naturally follow. While we can enjoy pleasure, contentment, or satisfaction, genuine happiness is not something that can be bought. Rather, it accompanies a life well lived, marked by peace, calmness, and freedom from worry and struggle. True happiness stems from an unconditional devotion to something beyond oneself. Regardless of context, at the core of every instance of genuine happiness lies the unwavering thread of love. Love between a parent and child, romantic love between two individuals, or even a deep affection for humanity and a meaningful life's work that consumes one's passion. Happiness stems from a positive outlook, trust, and genuine affection. No one can truly be happy with a cynical or pessimistic mindset. A chronic cynic would likely desire death, for life cannot bring them joy, but perhaps death could. One's path to true happiness can be summarized in 4 key steps: dedicating oneself, consecration, focusing on the present moment, concentration, overcoming obstacles and personal limitations, conquest, and living in alignment with a strong moral compass, consonance. When we prioritize kindness, compassion, and serving others, we're more likely to find true happiness. Focus elevates one's life, stripping away distractions and superficialities to reveal its true essence. A clear purpose in life serves as a powerful catalyst for focus, transforming daily struggles into meaningful challenges. This laser-like focus brings about inner peace, a serene happiness akin to basking in the warmth of the sun. Ultimately, conquest is an essential step on the journey to achieving lasting happiness. Conscience serves as a reliable guide, constantly steering us towards happiness. When an individual can genuinely connect with their conscience and receive its approval without resorting to force or deceit, they begin to understand true happiness. Those seeking a life of devotion, focus, and triumph can confidently rely on their conscience as the ultimate source of guidance, ignoring external opinions and instead heeding its approval as a direct connection to the infinite, genuine happiness